Yeah, I told that the person is Copeland. Copeland was the person who was like kind of responsible for what four kingdom classification. The next one, Collectotrichum, Alternaria, and Trichoderma are all examples for what is the question. It is all given in the NCERT textbook. Directly, if you go here, you are able to see that in Deuteromycetes, you are able to see that Alternaria, Collectotrichum, and Trichoderma are all what examples of what Deuteromycetes. If you have like studied this textbook properly, you should be able to answer that question properly. Okay. It is a direct question which has come from the textbook. Which of the following do not contain cell wall? We already know based on cell wall, you have some classification. So what are the things that you should know here? You need to know what is the cell wall in protist made up of? Can someone tell me quickly? What is it made in Monera? Protist will have pellicle is one thing. In case of Monera, it is peptidoglycan. Protist pellicle is also seen. Cellulose is also seen. No cell wall is also seen. In fungi, it is chitin. And then like you have your plants, cellulose, animals, no cell wall. Yeah, cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, lignin. But the major thing is cellulose only. It is found in all the plants. Okay. Animals will not have no cell wall. So that is something that you need to know. So this is the question here. Which kingdom does not have a cell wall? This is the case. The next one, they are asking you example for heterotrophic bacteria. The moment you see green sulfur bacteria is an example for autotrophic bacteria. Whereas here you have Pseudomonas lactobacillus. Pseudomonas is something which will be involved in your nitrogen cycle. Okay, so it will be involved in the nitrogen cycle. It will try to decompose substances. And you also have this lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is like kind of like living in milk. It will try to use milk and then it will try to convert it into curd. If there are two types of bacteria, there is a green sulfur bacteria, there is a purple sulfur bacteria, and there is something called as like very sulfur bacteria alone. Okay, so you have green sulfur bacteria is there, and there is a bacteria which is called as green non-sulfur bacteria. Green non-sulfur bacteria is heterotrophic. You have different kinds of sulfur bacteria. You have green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. These are all photosynthetic. With it has to be sulfur bacteria. There is something called as a green non-sulfur bacteria. That is heterotrophic. Okay, something that you should know. You just note it down. Okay, now you can. The question is here. Yeah, it is in the book only. So HIV contain dash as its genetic material. So here the question is to confuse you basically. The question is very specifically about its genetic material. What about reverse transcriptase? Reverse transcriptase is just an enzyme. It is not a genetic material. So the answer is only RNA. Are we able to understand why this is a wrong answer? Because reverse transcriptase will not be classified be classified as what? Genetic material. It also has reverse transcriptase, but the question is like very specifically asking HIV contain dash as its genetic material. I'm going to ask you a question. Human beings use dash for locomotion. Okay, அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு heart ன்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்திருக்கேன், legs ன்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் கொடுத்திருக்கேன், both heart and legs ன்னு கொடுத்திருக்கேன் ஒரு ஆப்ஷன், none of the above கொடுத்திருக்கேன். Which one will you select? You will select only legs. Just because you have heart, you will not select heart as a option. So the answer is legs only. So similarly here also, you please understand that RNA is the genetic material. Reverse transcriptase is just an enzyme which is involved there. It cannot be classified as genetic material. The question is specifically asking for genetic material. Okay. Next one, plasmogamy is fusion of what? Plasmogamy is first what is happening. Fusion of what is only happening? Cytoplasm only is happening. Okay. In plasmogamy, what will happen is like only cytoplasm fuse. What will not fuse initially? It is only, let us say that this is like one cell and this is another cell. These two things are fusing together. What will fuse first? Only the cytoplasm will fuse. If this is, there are two nucleus, the nucleus will not fuse. You will see a dikaryon stage. That is what is plasmogamy. This is a cell which has undergone plasmogamy. So the nucleus will not fuse. So the idea here is two haploid cells without nuclear fusion. This option is like kind of trying to tell two haploid cells including their nuclei. If nucleus is also fused, then we call it as like what? We'll not call it as plasmogamy is only plasm. Cytoplasm is fusing. So next one. A dinoflagellate may appear in which of the following color? Okay. So please understand, dinoflagellates can appear in any of these colors. Okay. You need to see this line. So this is also taken directly from the textbook. They appear yellow, green, blue, brown or red depending on the main pigments which are present in the cell. Okay. So this is also a direct textbook question. You are able to see the reference of it in the book here. So it can appear in any of these colors depending on what are the main pigments which are present. Yeah, but Goniolax is always example, it is red in color. Here the question is not about Goniolax, it is about which one? A dinoflagellate. Dinoflagellate can be any of these colors. Wattman 748. I'm not understanding. What is it, Pavan? I'm not able to understand. Hydrogen sulfide also. One 38th answer is not hydrogen sulfide and all. Bacteria which uses organic compounds for hydrogen donation during photosynthesis are called as what? Is the question. What would be the answer here? There are things that you should know here. You please understand that phototrophs, autotrophs, are divided into two types. One is photoautotrophs and the other one is chemoautotrophs. Just a second. Okay, so there is this thing which is called as chemoautotrophs. Okay, and then when we are talking about photoautotrophs, in photoautotrophs itself, you have two categories. One category where we call it as photolithotrophs, and you have photoorganotrophs. What is the difference between this photolithotrophs and photoorganotrophs? The word litho here indicates that it is your earth or inorganic. There are some substances which use inorganic substances for what? For electron donation. It is for electron donation. You have water, hydrogen sulfide. These kind of substances can be giving water, electrons for the photosynthetic process. So in such cases, we call them as photolithotrophs. What is photoorganotrophs? Photoorganotrophs are substances which will get electrons from where? Carbon-based substance. So they will get from organic substances. Here in this question, what they are asking you is, they are asking bacteria which uses organic compounds for hydrogen donation during photosynthesis are called as what? The answer is photoorganotrophs. So they are all photoorganotrophs. Okay. What are the differences between these things? Chemoautotrophs and chemoheterotrophs. Using chemical, if it is producing its own food, then we call it as chemoautotrophs. If they are digesting the chemicals and they are like kind of utilizing the chemicals and they are surviving, then we call them as chemoheterotrophs. Photolithotrophs means they will use sunlight for producing food, but use an organic substance, inorganic substance as a hydrogen donor. Photoorganotrophs will be coming under which category? Photoorganotrophs is like kind of like giving which will be coming under which category? It will be coming under category which will use organic substances. Thambi, read the question very properly. The question is clearly stating that it uses organic compounds. For what? Hydrogen donation. For what? During what? It is during photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis here is what? Okay, the word photosynthesis here is indicating that it is derived from light. Okay, so someone is asking what is the difference between electron donor and hydrogen donor? Both electron donor and hydrogen donor is the same thing. When water is broken down, what will happen? Water will be like kind of broken down into H plus, which is proton, which is one more H plus, which is proton. It will be broken down into electron. It will be broken down into electron, and then it will be derived into O minus. When two water molecules are broken, what will happen? You will get what? One more hydrogen proton, one more proton, one more electron, one more electron, and whatever you are getting here will be oxygen. It will be coming out as oxygen. When two molecules of two molecules of water is broken down, you will get 4 electrons, 4 protons, and 1 oxygen. The electron is contributed for some function. The proton is contributed for some other function. Oxygen is liberated out. Okay, so basically what you need to understand is this is what is proton donation. So water is the one which is going to donate both the protons, and it is the one which is going to donate the electrons also. Both these things are given only by what? Water. So someone was asking me what is the minimum requirement for one oxygen atom to evolve is 2 water molecules. The minimum requirement for evolving one oxygen molecule is 2 water molecules. Only if 2 water molecules are going to donate electrons or protons, you will get 1 water molecule. We'll study about it in photosynthesis. It is not like photosynthesis exactly. Okay. So, I mean, like we'll study about all these things there in that particular chapter. Now, this is for this chapter, you please understand this basic organization of how this autotrophs are divided. Autotrophs is divided into photoautotroph and chemoautotrophs. Under photoautotrophs, you have 2 categories. One is your photolithotrophs and the other one is your photoorganotrophs. Okay. The next one, which of the following is true about the pigments present in Euglena? Please understand that Euglena has chlorophyll A and it will be very similar to the higher plants. Okay. So euglenoids will have chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is present in higher plants. So the answer is B. Okay. So the viral protein is known as what? It is known as capsid. We already know it. Okay. So this is viral protein coat is what we call it as capsid. This we have studied it already. Hey, wait a minute, guys. I'll join. Which I had to attend. I'm sorry about it. Okay, so the next one is like you have your viral protein coat. We call it as capsid. So we all have studied about capsid. So plus, tell me in quickly, what is the unit in the capsid is called as? Capsomeres. Yeah, right. Capsomeres are the units present in the capsids. Good. Many of you have like responded positively. Okay. The core is not the coat. Okay. While you're understanding here, you please understand that you have the virus. The virus is there. This is the coat. This is the core, inside which is your genetic material. This is your genetic material. Core will not have anything at all. The core will not have anything at all. Good. So then next question, moving on further, zygotic meiosis is seen in okay, zygotic meiosis is seen in which one is the case? So there was someone who was asking about zygotic meiosis. Zygotic meiosis is seen in haploid nucleus only, haploid organisms only. Why? Because what is zygotic meiosis? First meiosis will happen in the zygote. So you will have your N and you will have your N. These two things will fuse together to get 2N, and this 2N will undergo meiosis and it will give rise to N, 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 N. So this is what is called as zygotic meiosis. Gametic meiosis is seen in diploid organism. Yes, the organism should be 2N. The other organism should also be 2N. This will undergo meiosis. It will give rise to N. Here again it will undergo meiosis and give rise to N. And then these two things will fuse to form a zygote, which is 2N. And then this will grow. This is your gametic meiosis. The first one is your zygotic meiosis, and the second one is your gametic meiosis. Okay. Polyploid organisms will show different things. How they are getting 4 polyploid from zygotic meiosis it is formed, we will study in cell cycle. So here also what will happen is, here also you will get 4 only. Whenever meiosis is there, it will be forming only 4. Okay. In some cases, the 3 will die. In case of females, no, in case of females, only 1 will survive. The 3 will die. In case of males, all the 4 will be surviving. Okay, next chapter is cell division. In cell division, we'll try to say. In case of mitosis, 2n will become 2n. N will become NNN. This is what will happen in mitosis. Okay. So this is what is the case. So here you are seeing that zygotic meiosis will be seen only in haploid organisms. Which of the following is not true about lichens? All these things are true about lichens, just that it will grow very less. It will not grow up to 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter is very huge for a year. So in the solution, I have given the right thing. So here it will obviously grow only from 0.5 to 8 millimeter in a year. That much only it will grow. Polyploidy and all, you'll try to study about it later, man, not now. So you please understand that the growth of lichen is like only about in this range. Please note it somewhere. Lichens are not microorganisms. Lichen is what and solid na sollaleya. Lichen is an association between fungi and algae. Phycobiont, mycobiont, yes. Next one, which of the following is describing Plasmodium rightly? Whenever you are talking about Plasmodium, no, you should think about 2 things. One is a protozoan and the other one is the slime mold. 2 things should come into your mind. Okay, here let us see about the C and D first of all. It is a worm that causes malaria. Okay, here I am using a word worm. Worm is something which belongs to animal kingdom. First of all, please understand it. Worm is a multicellular organism. Worm is a organism which belongs to Animalia. So which means you cannot consider that as a worm. Worms are always multicellular. So which means this answer is wrong. It is a flagellated protist. No, malaria plasmodium will not have what? Flagella. So this is also wrong. Okay. The next thing is, here you have 2 options. It is a cell aggregate in slime molds. So till this part, it is the same thing. With the distinct cellular structures or without distinct cellular structures. Please understand, plasmodium is something without cellular structures. So which means plasmodium will be an aggregate like this, where you will have multiple cells will be growing like this. If the same thing is having multiple cells are there this way, and if you are able to see distinct cellular aggregates, then we call it as what? What is this name? This is Plasmodium. What will be this? The other one will be called as. What will this be called as? Yeah, we use the word pseudoplasmodium. Good. Which of the following is an example for flagellate protozoan? I think flagellate protozoan it is given. So Goniolax is dinoflagellate, Paramecium is ciliate protozoan, Euglena is euglenoid. So the answer is Trypanosoma. Trypanosoma is the protozoan. Okay. Yes, Plasmodium is either cellular or acellular. If it is cellular, we call it as pseudoplasmodium. If it is acellular, we call it as plasmodium. Some bacteria are able to grow in the presence of antibiotics due to what is the question. Okay. So whenever you are talking about antibiotics, if an organism is able to survive it, there is only one possibility. What is that one possibility? The one possibility is that the plasmids will be there in those bacteria. They will have resistant plasmids. Okay. Rigid cell wall cannot protect them. Special metabolism cannot protect them. Okay. Only plasmids will be able to protect. Which of them is matched wrongly? We should know that albugo is a oomycete, which will affect your fungi, which will affect your mustard plant. So which means this is a wrong answer. So if you are seeing here under fungi, you have this phycomycetes. Under phycomycetes, you are able to see it is a parasitic fungi on which plant? Mustard plant. So albugo is like the plant, it is coming under fungi. All the other things are correct. Goniolax is a dinoflagellate, you know it. Thermoacidophiles will be archaebacteria. Anabina is a cyanobacteria. These are all correct. Histone proteins are absent in which one is the question? Histone proteins are absent in eubacteria. Histone is found even in archaebacteria. Okay. It is found in plant cells and animal cells, but histone proteins are absent in eubacteria. You please open this thing and see. You will have some information here. Histones are found in histones are found in of eukaryotic cells and in certain archaea, namely protoarchaea and euarchaea. Okay, it is found in certain archaea, but not in bacteria. Histones are produced proteins involved in organizing genetic material. Pellicle is rich in what they are asking. This is a protein rich layer. It is a direct statement from the textbook again. You see here, see wherever this word pellicle is appearing, you will be able to see. Protoarchaea and euarchaea are types of archaea. They have a protein rich layer which is making the body flexible. So this is taken from this particular part only. They have a protein rich layer called as pellicle is rich in what? Protein. Okay. So what you need to know is like you are able to see some of these questions are directly taken from the NCERT. So which means word by word you should be able to analyze it and then like you have to study. Approximately 50% of the questions will come from NCERT only. Which of the following is a giant sarcodine? We have studied two things are there. What are the two giant sarcodines that we have studied? I have given examples. One is foraminifera. The other one is what? Good. Rholdophyda. Radiolariaman. Amoeba is not a giant sarcodine. Sarcodine la amoeba varudhu. But giant sarcodine and solita I have given two things. Two things. Studying NCERT book is enough. It is enough for like scoring some basic marks. Say like 240 marks, it's fine. If you are looking for score above 230, I mean 300, then you might have to like look for studying beyond. Okay, next one, 150th question. Which of the following is a wrong pairing of the disease and the causal organism? Okay, you see here. So these things are given in the textbook directly. But how? You just see here. You see in this case, you have a fungi. In fungi, they have said that albugo is a parasitic fungi on mustard. Okay. So then again, if you are seeing in ascomycetes, you have been given examples such as Aspergillus, Claviceps, and Neurospora. They have given about Neurospora is extensively used in biochemical genetic work. In basidiomycetes, you are able to see that Ustilago is given as smut. So they are the ones which will cause what? Smut. So here in this particular point, what you have seen, in this particular point, you are able to see Ustilago is loose smut of wheat. This is correct. Albugo candida is mustard, rust in mustard. This is also correct. Okay. And then the last one, Fusinia. Fusinia is also given as rust, which means here it is causing Fusinia is like causing rust. So this is also correct. So three things are right and then this one is wrong. So if you are looking at the solution, they have given that light blight is caused by fungus, Phytophthora infestans. So please go through this thing. So please write it somewhere and keep. Okay. Next, let us go to 151. 151, quickly tell me. It's a very easy question. Okay, if I have given in notes, then it is good. So spirillum is spiral shape or helical shape. So that is the answer. That is wrong. Other things are all correct. 151, I think it's easy. I don't have to like kind of tell you. We have seen about it. That's okay. Ustilago species, many will cause the same disease. Okay, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, and gymnosperms all were previously classified into kingdom Plantae based on the what only. So earlier they were all classified together as plants because they all had cell wall. So it was only based on cell wall property. They were like kind of what they were all classified together. Okay. So in 152, why? What is the main reason? Nuclear envelope is wrong. Why? Because blue-green algae do not have nuclear envelope. So it wouldn't have been the criteria for joining them together. Lack of mobility. You should know that some of the mosses will be able to swim, okay, in water. So algae also, some of the algae will also be able to swim. So which means that is also wrong. Both presence of cell wall and the lack of motility is like mobility is like wrong, because you should know that algae will be capable of water. Blue-green algae do not move, but all the higher organisms will be able to, some of the mosses will be able to move around in water. Trichocyst, we have already studied it. Trichocyst is helpful for the protection for bacteria va enada solra bacteria la lada. Trichocyst is present in ciliates. Trichocyst is present in ciliates. Pseudomycelium is a characteristic. Pseudomycelium is a characteristic feature of what? It is a characteristic feature of yeast. What is the meaning of pseudomycelium? Pseudomycelium means false mycelium. Okay, you should know that yeast is like an organism which is a false case. Why? Because like they will be like budding up, and then like you'll see a chain of cells, but this is not mycelium, because it is not made of water. Hyphae. Only if it is having that fine branching hyphae, then we can call it as what? We can call it as mycelium. Okay. In yeast, you will see pseudomycelium only. They are not filamentous, not hypha. Yeah, right. Dikaryotic phase is a specific phase, specific character of. You have two questions of the same type, is it? Okay, I did not see this thing. Okay, I thought I was very careful. Okay, dikaryophase is like seen in ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. I think both the questions is same. You should know that it is not a characteristic of deuteromyces, because deuteromyces you don't have sexual reproduction at all. Okay, deuteromyces is not the same, but the options are all not the same. Options are different. Here in this case, phycomycetes will not show. Not all phycomycetes will show dikaryophase. Oomycetes will not show. Oomycetes will not show. Okay, and then deuteromycetes will not show. So here in this case, phycomycetes can be eliminated. Here also phycomycetes can be eliminated. Here also phycomycetes can be eliminated. Cellular organization is not found in which one? We already know that viruses do not have cellular organization, so that is wrong. Which of the following is not a viral disease? Citrus canker is a fungal disease. Okay, citrus canker here is a fungal disease. Mumps is virus, smallpox is virus, dwarfing and stunted growth in plants is also virus. A virus can be considered living as it is what? It is not because it is causing a disease. Even viroids will cause disease. Even prions will cause disease. Even chemicals when present in your body at abnormal levels can cause disease. Okay, anything which is causing a disease is not like what? You cannot consider it as living organism. You have silicosis, you have asbestosis. Those kind of diseases come in your body. Okay, you have your diseases like lung level cancer and all is cancer caused, which is caused because of nicotine or smoking can cause the disease. So causing of disease is not a property of a living organism. So which means that is a wrong answer. Viruses will not respond to touch. You cannot see them. How can you touch them even? Virus can be considered as living because it can respire. Virus cannot respire only. Viroids and prions will produce disease, but they are not living. Here the question is very clearly asking, a virus can be considered as living because what? D is wrong because viruses do not respire at all. They will not have an energy producing mechanism. They will always dependent on the host. They will use reproduction through host. That is why it is called as living. A, we cannot touch. C, anything which causes disease is not considered as living. Respiration is totally absent in virus. Are we able to understand? Okay. Association between mycobiont and phycobiont is seen in lichens. This is quite simple. 161. Which of the following, though cellular, are not included in five kingdom classification? Mycoplasma is cellular. Okay. But it is not, it is included in the five kingdom classification. Here the question is, BGA is blue green algae. இதெல்லாம் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கீங்க. இன்னும் உனக்கு BGA னா என்னன்னு தெரியலையா? Next lesson will take at least 2 more days to start. It will be cell division. I will finish this paper. I'll finish one more paper and only we can go for the thing. Lichen is not included in kingdom fungi. Okay. Lichens are not classified in fungus. Lichens are completely outside the five kingdom classification. That is why this is the answer. Viruses are not cellular. So because they are not included in five kingdom classification, but viruses are not cellular. So I will eliminate this option. Okay. Mycoplasma is cellular and it is included. So I will not consider this as an answer. Lichens are cellular and it is not included in five kingdom classification. So this is the answer. Lichens you are studying under fungus, but it is not included in the fungus. Lichen is a separate heading that I taught you. Again, if you want to see, here you can see it. You guys, it is very clear that you guys have not studied your CBSE textbook. So you see here, this part you haven't started studying only. In five kingdom classification, Whitaker, there is no mention of lichens, some of the acellular organisms like these things. These are briefly introduced here. Read this line, you will understand it. There is no mention of lichens, which means it is not studied. Okay, and acellular organisms like viruses, viroids, and prions. Are we clear? Basically, you have to study. I am seeing that you did not read it fully if you are asking these kind of questions. Which of the following is not true about the spore of slime molds? Okay. Spores are always produced only when there is an unfavorable condition. You please understand. So they have a true wall, correct. They are extremely resistant to heat and pressure, that is also correct. They are dispersed, produced during favorable conditions. Please understand that always spore, no, it is always produced under unfavorable conditions. Children, the time in my clock is only 11:56. If you feel that this is boring, you can leave. I don't mind. Okay. So stop being the timekeeper in my class. I know the time and then I know when to start and then when to stop it. Okay, here this is not like a regular class. If you are like interested, you can sit here. Otherwise, you can just leave, walk out. And stop becoming this timekeeper in my class. I don't appreciate it. There are limits for things and that is this. Then if you're interested, you please stop pointing out the time. I don't know, you people are like, this particular generation is like so very restless and then like behaving badly. Every other day, someone or the other will do this thing. The spores are dispersed. Here they are produced, the point is trying to tell that the spores, they are dispersed, produced during the dispersed comma. I think the comma is missing here. They are not produced during unfavorable condition. Okay, so please understand that this particular is like always it is spores are produced during unfavorable condition and dispersed during favorable conditions. Okay, so even though like that is the way it is there. They are asking which one is not true. The question is asking about not true. Okay, the question is B option is not correct because that is true. A is true, B is true, and D is true. What is not true அப்படின்னு கேட்டா வந்துட்டு it is dispersed and produced during favorable conditionsன்றது வந்துட்டு தப்பு. Unfavorable conditionsல மட்டும்தான் வந்துட்டு அது produce ஆகும். So it is like wrong. Okay, the question is asking about what is not true about. You please read this thing. What is the thing? Slime moles, no? Slime moles, you please read. You please read this thing. So what is the thing that is given here? During unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium differentiates and forms fruiting bodies, bearing spores at the tips. The spores possess true walls. They are extremely resistant and survive for many years. Even under adverse conditions. The spores are dispersed by air currents. Sometimes if you are misunderstanding not true with true, you have to be careful with the reading the question. Okay, you have to be very careful. So that is what is this exam is testing. How patient you are, how carefully you are observing things and all those things. One 63rd question. Introduction of three kingdom classification was done by Haeckel. This is a direct factual question. Ernst Haeckel. The second most abundant producers in marine environment is dinoflagellates. First one is like your chrysophytes, we already know. Okay, so that way this is also a factual question which we have given it already. This question he has skipped it. Okay, we'll try to see what is the question first of all. Cellular organization was the major criteria considered in the five kingdom classification. Which of the following was also one of the major criteria concerned? Okay, so basically, while this classification was there, I gave you about 5 things. What are the 5 things that I gave? Normally, I would have given about this 5 kingdom classification comes into the picture. So he has used what? The criteria included by him included all these things. So included cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. These were the major criteria which he used. So here they have given what? They have given habitat of the organism, that was not given. Type of storage material, not given. Conventional ideas of classification was not considered. Only what was considered as a major criteria, nutrition, because it is coming here in this particular thing. So mode of nutrition was one of the criteria that was considered. Okay. So we have completed 165 questions now. So tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I mean like Monday, we can discuss the remaining 15 questions and we can proceed to the next chapter or the next paper. Okay. Thank you, children.